Max.
Hi, babe. How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely, man. So, I'm excited. I actually been sitting here as I was getting ready, listening to the EP, and it's awesome, man. It's like so. It just has like a real positive, happy, super catchy, big chorus feel to it, and I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's what we worked hard on, is kind of going for that, and I think we hit some cool stuff with it for sure.
Absolutely. Now, some wild things as I was, sitting and digging up some dirt and research on you. So Maine's Got Talent. You were the winner in 2012. So I mean, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, it was. I always kind of give a disclaimer on it. It was a scholarship foundation up here in Maine that put it on, and I was 18, and my mom just sent in a tape. I didn't even know she did it. She just sent in the tape to me to the people who were putting it on, and I became a finalist. And then we drove up there, and I had no intention of winning, and I played a song of mine, and they loved it. So I was like, wow, it was really out of the blue for me. It felt great.
So wait, when did your mother tell you you were entered in this? Did she tell you before they asked you to come up and be part of it, or afterwards?
No, she just came. She just walked into the room and said that, hey, you're a finalist, and I was like, what? And yeah, it just kind of went from there. It was pretty great. It was a nice little surprise.
That's awesome. And you ended up doing an original song when you went and performed for it?
Yeah, I on piano. It was called Back to Romance. It was like one of the first songs I ever wrote. And, up till then, I did the song at open mics and stuff, and I had a few original songs under my belt. But I was like, all right, this will be the song I'll do for this contest. And before the show even happened, somebody was on stage talking to the contestants, and they were just like telling this is how you should do it. This is how you should be for the judges, and I just kind of followed the quote-unquote rules for it. Also, another disclaimer is the runner-up was a group of 6-year-olds, so it kind of brings down a few levels the pride I could have in it. But it was good. It gave me a lot of it kind of gave me a boost to kind of keep going and think I could really make something of myself in Maine, at least.
That's awesome.
Back then, that was quite a while ago now. But yeah.
After something like that, did you ever think of maybe going for an America's Got Talent or American Idol or anything like that?
There was a part I tried out a couple times on a whim, totally unprepared, and nothing really came of it. But I went down to New York once to do it, and then I tried it again out in Los Angeles, and I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth from the experience of doing that. And never tried it again. And then now I'm with Prudential Records now. So that's they have all these kind of strange rules behind who can do it and who can't. Once you're at a certain level. But yeah, I mean, I love watching the shows, but the audition process itself is that is a struggle, waiting for 6-7 hours at a time.
Yeah, it's funny because some other people that we've talked to over the years that have gone through the audition process. There's been some horror stories, some really nightmare stories about. Yeah, so and they were very a few people were very very turned off to the whole thing and very upset, and yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
So now with Prudential Records, you've hooked up with Jason Hartless. How'd you guys get together?
Well, it's so funny because I wish it was. I always I wish it was a story that was he saw me playing somewhere and it was some awesome movie scene playing out. But really, I just sent an email to a website, and it was Prudential Records. They had a submission link. Very rare in my time trying to find labels who would listen to music. They'd actually even have a submission button. So I was excited. I sent my music in. I sent in a song that I worked with up here with a producer called Easy, which is obviously on the EP.
Right.
And I got that song done before I even heard of Prudential Records. And so I sent that song into him, and about a couple days later, they called me back, and he was like, I'm Jason Hartless. I'm the drummer for Ted Nugent. I nearly passed out with excitement because I'm just up here in Maine and I get a call like that, and that was amazing. So he called me, we talked. They flew me out to Detroit for 4 or 5 days. We had a bunch of fun, and then about a month after that, I signed. I signed with them, and we decided to keep everything kind of up here in Maine as far as recording. We did ship in Heartless's drums on the EP from Michigan. And Greg Smith from out of the state. But everything else as far as the entire production and a majority of the music was done actually right up the road from where I live.
Wow. So yeah, the funny thing is, like, when I hear that, like, and being like, when I was in a band years ago and I would go and do like the submission thing, like where I was mail out, cassettes or CDs. And
right.
Yeah, so if you were lucky enough, you'd get the rejection letter in the mail. So for you to get get a call in a few days later, that really had been shocking to you.
Yeah, it was, and we laughed. Me and Heartless laughed about the fact that it was really lucky. We kind of felt like we really matched up with each other, and Prudential Records is so focused on the kind of the development of artists in this new path they're going, that where I was at my point, it just made a lot of sense. I mean, I had a little bit of a following. The way that Heartless is so smart and informed that it's just like, it's changed the game for me about how I think about music, how I go about songwriting. And he's 2 years younger than me. So at first it was like, well, what the hell is this kid saying? And all of a sudden you realize he's a genius and he knows exactly what he's saying. And it's just been he's been a great teacher.
Yeah, I was going to say, I talked to Jason, I guess it was about a month ago, and, like, researching about him and talking to him, like, the dude just blew me away. And the fact that he's, like, still, like, he's got the gig with Ted Nugent, and, he's, studio stuff, but then the fact that he's, like, in school and learning about the music business and doing, like, the Prudential Records and like you said, development of artists, like, he's all about every aspect of the business. And it's just kind of mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah. It really is. There's nothing he doesn't touch in the music business. It's awesome.
Yeah. So, and that, like, I would feel the same way. Like, here's this guy who's younger than you, who's, like, kind of, like, all right, we're going to do this. Like, how'd this guy get here? Like, how'd this happen?
Right. I know it. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. I'm really, really excited to be able to work with him.
So no, that actually happened when? Was it in 2016, I think it was?
Yeah, 2016. And it took a little bit of time for us to kind of get the logistics together, like really map out how we wanted to go about this. But once we did, it was firing on all cylinders. I can't give enough credit to Carl Anderson, the producer of this record. I walk in with the initial ideas, but together, like, with just watching him produce these songs has just been so intense. I was actually at the studio today just to go there and watch him work on other music so I could learn more from him, because he's such a genius when it comes to music production, and he really kind of gave all these songs just an overall vibe to them, which I wasn't expecting. And so when I signed with Prudential, I was already working with him, and they just wanted to keep it going. So it's been about 2.5, 3 years now of working with Carl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, is that something that interests you as well, like working behind the scenes instead of being the actual music artist out front?
To a point, like, so I have my own home studio. I'm very proud of it. It looks like garbage, but to me it's my little cave, and I love it. And I think there is a point where I like to know enough where I'm making demos where I can get maybe more across than just the fundamentals of the song. Like, I can put a certain energy into it in the production that might be able to translate more easily when I go into an anchor studio with Carl, and he kind of gets the vibe quicker. So it is nice to kind of have just like be able to work Pro Tools, be able to use samples correctly, and to mix things down to a point where I can say, here's not just a word, here's a phrase of the entire sentence I'm going for with the song. So that's definitely been helpful, and it is, and I love just nerding out over that stuff too, and watching him work. Yeah,
that's cool. So now the EP officially came out a few weeks ago. It is called Small Town, which I got to say instantly, I'm guessing that's about the town you come from.
It is, yeah. Technically a city, feels like a town. It's Bath. It's about 45 minutes south of Portland, right on the coast, and I love it. And I also hate it, but I mostly love it. But I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Now, how long? Because the single "Easy" was it released a year ago?
Yeah, it was released. It was released a long time ago. I think over a year now, and then we re-released the single about 4 months ago, in like preparation of getting this whole record out. And we made a few minor adjustments to nothing that's very audible in the sound of it, but yeah, it did. It came out quite a while before, and I had a music video that I made with some friends up here in Maine for it, and that went off great. So we were really excited by that. But yeah, that came out a lot earlier.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you know, I would have been like going crazy, like waiting for this to come out then, like working on it, and you know, for over a year now.
I almost lost my mind. Yes, it was like waiting on, and it was funny too because Heartless kept saying this. He's like, "There's a right time to do it." And I'm one of the, like super impulsive artist over here, just like let's do it now. There's nothing wrong with doing it now. But there is there's a dance you do with releasing this stuff, and I'm really glad we waited and we did it right because it's paying off now, and I don't think it would have otherwise.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is. You know, that whole right place, right time. There's a reason that saying exists.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yep.
So, now how about do you have the live band in place, or are you still putting that together, or?
We're still putting that together right now. In the past, I've used musicians up here in Maine, and it's been amazing to be able to work with. There's some unbelievable musicians up here in Maine who just go about their day job and then at night shred on any instrument they pick up. It's amazing. And for the past 4 or 5 years, I've just used that. I've just used people I've found who are willing to play original music. And more recently, I've been in talks with the label for them to connect us with some people across the country who they think would be a really good fit. So I'm really looking forward to playing with some of the musicians that are of that caliber, because that's especially for this new EP. I mean, it's really produced. We want to be able to capture not only the arrangement and the production of the songs on the track, but to be able to like transfer them into a live setting in a way that has at least a similar energy is something I'm really excited about. Right.
No, it seems like you know, especially coming from the live standpoint, where you've kind of like you know, conquered your home area up in Maine. And I'm guessing like your second home base now would officially be Michigan. So is that a plan now to like start building out of Michigan?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Or?
Yeah, there has been talks about that. Yeah, and you're right. Just kind of naturally, I think just where Prudential is located and where Jason is and where everything's kind of going down, that has been part of the conversation is kind of laying down like another home base out there and seeing where that can take us. And we're also looking at kind of like smaller tours, all kinds of things. Everything's on the board right now. We're just kind of seeing what will naturally fit best for us. But it's a really exciting time.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I'm excited for you, man. It's good stuff. I can't wait.
Thank you.
I hope you get out there and start grinding on the road and having fun.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. So, all right. So, how about now? What's the plans for the rest of the year? Just keep promoting and getting the word out there about the EP.
Yeah, that's the big one right there. Is just keep on talking about it, sharing it as much as I can. I got a few pretty exciting shows coming up. I got one in November up here at this place called Slates in Hollowell, Maine, which is this awesome music venue I'm really excited to play. And then a place called in January, I'm really excited about the show. There's this place called the Chocolate Church Art Center, and it's actually right in my hometown of Bath, and it was the first place I ever performed live. And this will be my second or third show, like ticketed show there, of just like me appearing as like a solo artist. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, overall, it's really just kind of keeping this rolling, seeing what happens, and always writing. That's my other big one. Is just always sitting down behind the piano and getting some new stuff out. Oh
wow! So I mean, like you're already kind of sounds like working on like the next EP's in your head already.
Yeah, I got a bunch of ideas in the library that we got to go over, but That's what drives me. That's what gives me hope. Is always coming up with the next good idea or the idea. I usually throw out most of them, but the ones that work out, I really love. That's what keeps. That's the high for me.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, Max, congrats to you. It truly is a beautiful album, and it's I'm happy here to talk to you and spread the word of the music.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Now, where should we send everybody? The best place for them to go?
You can go to maxater.com. That's a good place to find out about the new EP, places to download it, upcoming shows I have. I'm on Facebook. I love my Instagram. Instagram's my baby. That's where that's where I do a lot of my posts. It's at Max Ater Official on Instagram. But yeah, I'm all over the place online. You can even probably just Google me and find some awesome stuff. I hope. I should do that. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, it seems Instagram is taking over the social media world.
Doesn't it? That's what I'm saying. I think it is.
Yeah, I totally think that. It really is.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, Max, thanks for this again, and we're going to put the word out there about you.
All right. Thank you so much. Great talking with you.
You too. Take care.
Okay.